We are live. Hi, everyone. My name is Andy Mann. I'm an instructional technology consultant at Muskegon Area ISD, and you are watching the first of the Learning on the Lakeshore Wednesday webinar series. We are happy that you're participating. I will be putting up
You okay?
I am. I think you need to mute your mic. Thanks. So I will be putting up a Q&A over on the side. I am. So over here on the side, if you want to ask any questions or put in your name, you can do that. So let me introduce Jeff Grossenbacher, the Technology Director from Fruitport Community Schools, and I will give this over to Jeff.
Hey, thanks, Andy. Is everything looking okay on your end now? I just lost your vocal. Are you okay now? Andy? All right, we're good. All right, well, hey, everybody. My name is Jeff Grossenbacher. As Andy said, I am the Director of Technology at Fruitport Community Schools, and I'm going to do a little session about a great little tool that we found over here in Fruitport called Screencastify. So that's what today's all about, and I'm going to take you through a presentation that I created along with kind of a why we want to do it, and then I'm going to show you how we do it. And then we're going to actually show you some samples of it in action. So that's kind of the plan for the day. So just in case you wanted to know, this is my contact information.
Jeff, can we stop for just a minute?
Sure.
Jeff, we need to stop for just a second.
Okay. I'm stopped.
We are getting an echo effect, and I am not sure.
Let me turn my speakers down. Is that going to help?
I would turn them all the way off.
Is that better?
We'll see.
Okay. I'm going to continue on. You just stop me if we have to stop. So this screen right here happens to have my contact information on it. Feel free to call me anytime if you have any questions about this or you need some assistance with it. Be glad to help you out as much as I can. So I have two links here for you. Andy also has these links up on the Learning on the Lakeshore website. The first one is a link to this particular presentation in case you feel like you want to use it with your district. That link right there is the copy kind of link. So when you actually click on it, it'll bring you to a page where you can actually make a copy of it. You hit this button right here, and then a copy of it goes into your Google Drive, and you can feel free to do with it whatever you need to do. So please feel free to edit it, do whatever you want to do. I don't much care about that kind of stuff. Also, right here, there's a handout. Same thing. This kind of a one-page handout about how to actually use Screencastify. Feel free to use that as well. So what is Screencastify? Well, basically, Screencastify is an extension for the browser that lets you record video on Chromebooks, Chromebases, Chromeboxes, and Macs and PCs. That's why this was really important for us, because we are a Chromebook district. We're going to be going one-to-one in the high school next year. We have Chromebook carts all over the district, and teachers are looking for an easy way that they could screencast using the Chromebooks or having students use their Chromebooks to do it. And this tool is exactly what you need in order to do that. So why do you want to use this particular one? There's a few out there, but this particular one happens to integrate directly with Google Drive. As a matter of fact, when you install it into your onto your computer or on the Chromebook, it actually puts a Screencastify folder right inside your Google Drive. So all your screencasts will stay right there for you. The other thing that's pretty cool is that you can share it very easily from there. You can share it right from Drive, or there's a link. You can upload it right to YouTube for your channel there, and I'll show you how to do that when we actually make a short little demo here a little bit later on. And also, probably the coolest thing is that you can use the webcam on your Chromebook to use it for recording things too. And actually, that's one of the ways that our teachers are using this a lot with the students in the district. So we'll show you that in just a little bit. So Just a couple quick things. How do you get it? Just navigate to the Chrome Web Store, search for Screencastify. It's all one word, just like this. When you get to there, it'll just be a little look just like this. It'll say Screencastify. So you can see here that I have it added to Chrome. If you need to add it to Chrome, simply click on that, answer a few questions, and you'll be good to go. Now, on this presentation, I actually have a screencast of me showing how to use Screencastify. It's a little weird, but if you want to check it out, you can feel free to do that there. And right now, I thought we would just go ahead and do a demo about how you actually can use this particular tool. So I'm going to jump down here a little bit. You're now seeing my full browser right here. When you install Screencastify, you're going to see up in your toolbar up here in the upper right, there's going to be a little film strip that will help you know where you're going to go. And when it comes time to use it, you're going to be clicking that film strip. So let's say I'm going to do a quick video tutorial about how someone might write an email, Gmail. They don't know how to do that. So I'm going to open up a new tab here. And when I'm ready to record, I go up to that film strip up there. I click it, and a box will open up here, and I have some choices. I can record a single tab if I want by clicking this. I can record my entire desktop by clicking this. Or when it comes time to use the web camera, I could use that button to click it. So we're going to do the desktop right now. You're going to notice right here that the audio is working because my microphone is showing green bars there. What I might want to do is just double check in here to make sure that my microphone is set. So I want to make sure I do that before I record. System audio is checked. That's so if you're playing any kind of music inside whatever you're doing, it'll come right through. You can embed a webcam if you want. Sometimes people like to make presentations with their picture down in the corner. You know, I don't do it all that often, but every once in a while. And really, once you're all set to go, you can get started. Now, there is a show preview window here, which will let you kind of see how you're presenting while it's presenting. That can be a little confusing, so I would suggest the first time you use this, don't even worry about that. Just leave it unchecked. So now the one kind of thing that's a little bit different than on Screencastify than all the rest is when I get ready to start recording, I'm going to click this button to start recording, but I'm not going to get like a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, you're on. Once you start recording, you are recording. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to bring this back up. I'm going to start recording, and hopefully my notifications don't keep popping up. So I'm going to start recording, and it's going to go something like this. The first thing I need to do is decide what screen I'm going to share. In this case, I'm going to be working on screen 1. So I'm going to share that with Screencastify. And now you're going to notice there's a little red dot up on that film strip, and that tells me that I am now recording. So let's say I'm going to teach someone how to write an email. I'm going to go to my email link here. It's going to bring up my web page. I'm going to say compose, and when I'm writing an email, I'm just going to start typing Andy's name, and there it is. I can give it a topic right here if I'd like. I can put some text here in the message, and basically the premise is anything that I'm doing on the screen right here is now being captured. Send it off, and that's how you create an email. When I'm done with Screencastify, I simply go back up to that film strip that has the red dot on it, and when I click the dot, the box comes up again, and it shows you how long you've been recording, and if you want to stop, you hit stop. Now what's happening right now is it's showing my actual screencast that I've captured right here. I am now recording. I'm going to stop it from playing right now. Once you have that recording, there are a few things you can do right here. One of the most important things to do whenever you're doing something with Google is to give it a name, just like you do in your Google Docs. If you don't give it a name, you're going to have 100,000 untitled screencasts. And this screencast is going to be called, making an email. And that's what I'm going to call it. So now it's titled up there. There are some other things I can do right here. If I click on this button right here, it's going to show me all the different recordings I've had. This is a little sample one I did previous. There's the ones that I'm doing now. So that's the recordings that I have going on right now. And I can choose to delete them, do whatever I want to do. The next thing I could do here is save it to disk. When I click on this, I could save it right to the desktop or whatever, or I could export it as an animated GIF if I wanted to do that. This is kind of the symbol for sharing, and this is also one of the really neat things about Screencastify. I can share it through my Google Drive by clicking this, or I can share it on my YouTube channel by clicking here. And I would have to select my channel. And I could get a link here to give that to someone. I can change my privacy. I can do all that sort of stuff. If I wanted to do any of those things, I would simply then click upload here, and it's going to make its way to YouTube. So it's really pretty straightforward, or make its way to Google Drive, whichever way I want to go. I'm really not going to do that right now, but that's how you do it. The last thing here, and this was a little confusing when we first did it, we talked about cropping and trimming. So I thought it was cropping and trimming like the length of the video, but it really isn't. It basically just makes the screen bigger or smaller. So I suppose you might want to use this. I really don't very often, but it's there for you if you want to do it. And the very last thing you can do right here, if you so choose, if it's really bad and you don't like it, you can go ahead and hit this trash can and it would delete it. So that's kind of all the different things you can do it at that point in time. If I were to go to my Google Drive right now, you're going to notice that there is a folder in here called Screencastify. That's the one that already gets put in automatically as soon as you install it. And if I double click on it, that's where I have access to it. If you notice it, and this is what I wanted to show you, if you notice here, it has like that little clicker thing in the old days. That just means it's not been processed yet. So after a while, that will go away, and it'll look like a picture. And when you have that picture, you're good to go. You can share and do all sorts of things. It does take a little bit of time for that to happen. So that is kind of the whole idea of how to do a screencast right there. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We've done a lot with our kids. We've done a lot with teachers. And once you show people once or twice how to do it, the actual how-to thing is pretty simple. So that is where we're at with that. I'm going to continue on my presentation here. And so now that you know how to do it, what other kind of things I can do with it? That's really what's important for teachers. The how-to is easy enough, but how can I actually use it with my kids, with my students? That's what we're really all about. So for example, you could do a lesson or tutorial, kind of like what I did right there. This happens to be a tutorial I created with how to approve a YouTube video. We have our videos set that teachers have to approve them before kids can see them so they don't get into some crazy stuff. The reason I wanted to show you this is because you can see down here, remember how I said you could have your webcam embedded in your screen presentation? This is an example of what it would look like. The cool thing about this is when you're doing your lesson on your screen or whatever, then the kids can still see you and you kind of got that connection going. So that's the cool thing about that. I'm going to escape out of that one. So that's kind of a typical way people might use it. But I'm going to share two other things with you right now, and I'm actually going to let these go because I'm hoping that the sound is coming through well on your side. It's down a little low on my side. But one of the interesting things our health teacher wanted to do was have her kids do some health PSAs. And so this is a 2-minute PSA that Bryce and Colton did, and using a Chromebook and Screencastify. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I do want to show you one thing. I have the purchased version. Screencastify is free, but you can only go up to, I believe it's 10 minutes for free. If you want to go more than 10 minutes, you can pay a one-time fee of about $30, and you can have unlimited recording and all that. And then this little presented by Screencastify Lite will not be showing up on the recording. For the kids doing their thing, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I'm going to go ahead and hit play and let you see how Colton and Bryce did their thing here. And this is straight off a Chromebook.
Hello, my name is Colton Williams. My name is Bryce North. and we're going to talk to you about toxic chemicals that can harm your health. Did you know that Europe has banned 1,371 toxic chemicals from their personal care products, and USA has only banned 11? Here are some deadly/toxic chemicals. Fragrances can be used to hide hundreds of toxic chemicals. It is dangerous for your endocrine system. Parabens linked to breast cancer, endocrine disruption, reproductive toxicity, and developmental defects at birth. Fixolin, which is an active ingredient in antibacterial products known as a pesticide and endocrine. Oxybenzone, which is chemicals in sunscreen, UV ray filters that can lead to endocrine disruption. Aluminum, which stays in the fat zone and is hard to get rid of, can cause cancer and stomach. Microbeads, plastic chemicals found in toothpaste can give infections in your mouth. You may be wondering what an endocrine is. An endocrine receptor is a gland and hormones that are affected in a negative way. The skin is the largest organ and gets most of the chemicals we put in our body. These toxic chemicals can cancer endocrine substance in your glands and hormones and can affect the baby if chemicals go into the umbilical. The FDA is not doing anything about the chemicals. They're deciding the chemicals that we go our body and health. These chemicals, they are causing autism, cancer, and cancer in more men. Things that say organic and natural and pure still can contain toxic chemicals. Cancer is 90% environmental and 10% genetic. This means that we get cancer by things that surround us, like these toxins. To stop this, research about toxic chemicals and find them in your care products. To stop this, or find care products that don't have companies that have free care chemical-free products to help you, your children, and your family. DavidAnderson.com, where you can get good info to it. That is our presentation about chemicals, and we hope you look into this issue more about toxic chemicals that we use.
All right, so I'm going to close up that tab there. So you can see there that that's kind of cool. That's Bryson Colton doing a PSA on chemicals, and you know, you can have a lot of fun with using the webcam in a way like that through Screencastify. The next one, this isn't quite as long, but this is actually a really cool way to use Google Slideshows in conjunction with Screencastify, because Alexis basically made a Google Slideshow presentation, and then she also recorded herself going through the presentation, and it's kind of a two-part thing. A, she can see how it went, and B, the teacher then has a great record of what she has done and the presentation for it. So this is actually presenting a Google Slideshow using Screencastify, and we're going to go ahead and let this one go.
Did you know that babies are born with 247 unnatural functions? But you can't possibly be healthy if you don't understand. Do you understand? You don't want to get big, do you? Usually, women will make every day when we talk about 250 unnatural functions on their day. Some of the chemicals can even be dangerous. Skin is the largest organ in the body. It's also the first line of defense for the immune system. 60% of the chemicals that you put on your skin can be absorbed into the body in 27 seconds. It's really fast. Microbeads are little pieces of plastic that are so small that water can get touched. Microbeads can be found in your products like milk or even sugar. Microbeads and sticky products are dangerous. Fish think that microbeads are food, so they eat them, and beads get stuck in their throat. As you can see here, microbeads are designed to wash down your skin. It can even be in toothpaste or face wash. Eating chemicals can be everywhere. Aluminum can be in the milk. Mirror is a product that can be used. Aluminum is a product that never is. Have you ever seen the ingredient present in one of your household objects? Chemicals can be hidden by using your website. Get educated. Go to
All right, so that's kind of a great one right there. That's you know, that's the way this thing should be used. You know, a great presentation, using some things, get the kids involved, doing wonderful things. The last two things here, I actually don't have presentations for it, but I thought I would just tell you some other ways that they're using it in the elementary school. With the Chromebooks, teachers are recording elementary kids reading different things so they can use it when they're doing their analysis. Also, it's a great benchmark for when the kids are you know, seeing where they're at the beginning of the year compared to where they are later on. The next thing, and this is actually a really clever way, we actually have our secondary teachers, the instrumental music teachers, having the kids using their Chromebooks and their webcams using Screencastify to watch them practice their pieces. So not only can they hear how the kids are doing, they can actually see the fingering and everything on it, which is a really clever way to use this particular tool. It's pretty wide open, the different ways you can do things. So Andy, this is where I'm pretty much done. I don't know if we have any chat questions we can use or whatever. How would you like to go from here?
Let's try that.
Okay, there we go.
I'm back in the broadcast now. Thank you. I turned myself off for a minute. I opened up the Q&A over on the side, and if anybody had any questions, or if you're viewing, you want to type in who you are, feel free over here in the question area. We'd love to know who was watching. We had as many as 4 watching earlier, and now we're down to just 1. Also, Jeff, could you just one more time show where would you go if you have rights to install this extension? Where do you go to find it? How do you install it? And just review that one more time from the Chrome Web Store. Okay?
Yep, sure. Okay, so when you go to the Chrome Web Store, and you can go up to if you're in your Chrome browser, go up to apps here, go to the Web Store, and you can just simply type in Screencastify. It's an actual extension, not an app. So you have to go to extensions and type in Screencastify. And it'll come up and it'll look like this. It's a gray box with the little thing on it. You can see that for mine it says rated because I'm using it. If you have not used it yet, you would just go ahead and click this Add to Chrome, answer a few questions, and you'll be good to go.
Fantastic. I also put a little note. Jeff did mention the premium version. It is 20 euros, and that basically is about just over $21 at today's exchange rate, and you can use a credit card or PayPal. And as he mentioned, it does take off the watermark. It also extends you beyond 10 minutes, and that's good for anybody using your Google account. It associates it with your Google account. So, well, fantastic, Jeff. Why don't you show your face back, and we'll say goodbye for today.
All right, so I think I'm going to unclick this. Am I showing my face now?
You are.
All right, there you go. Well, thanks, Andy. It was a pleasure. Hopefully somebody gets a chance to check it out and use this great tool.
All right, and thanks again to everybody for participating today. And or maybe you're not participating, you're just watching this as a live version. I do want to mention once again over here, let me just get this queued up here so it shows correctly. This is where the webinars, you can find this is on learningonthelakeshore.org. This is a list of all the webinars that you can see coming up. If you click on one of these webinar links, it will ask you if you want to watch the webinar live. So let's say this formative assessment tools you can use tomorrow that Heather Hall from Mona Shores is doing. And mine looks slightly different because I'm the host, but you'll see a button that says, are you going to watch it? And you say yes. I'll just paste this into an incognito window here for a minute so you can see what it looks like. when you do it, you'll open it up. It says you're going to watch, and I love the ability that if you say yes, you are, it automatically adds it as a link in your calendar. So makes it really easy to not forget something. So that's the schedule that you'll find in here. Also, the presentation Jeff did today and his resources are under Wednesday webinar. You can click here and you'll be prompted to make a copy. So if you want his presentation with the hyperlinks, you just click make a copy and you'll have your own copy of his. Or here is a link to the handout that he was sharing and a link right to the Screencastify extension on the Chrome Web Store. So once again, I want to thank everybody for participating and also want to thank Jeff today for participating. So thanks everybody, and you have a great day, and thanks for participating.
See you soon.
Bye.